afternoon, everybody. Today's topic, of course, is a very wide topic, and one session is not enough. We require at least 2 days to discuss this. We will try to confine this topic to the current issues in the cybercrime scenario, and more particular request Mr. Pavan Duggal to throw some light on use and misuse of Section 66A. Start from there.
Thank you, Justice Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, laws is a wonderful age, right? When you're in college, you get infatuated. You're often in love as well. Now, sometimes when you're in love, you tend to do a lot of things, right? There was this boy who was silently loving a girl. The girl did not know that the boy was loving her. So the boy decided to send her a surprise gift. He went to the local bakery in his town and asked them to send a 1 kilo Black Forest cake. The cake would be sent to the girl in her girl's name at her residence. But he wanted to give that additional personal touch. So he also said to the bakery, I will send you a photograph of the girl. Please print the photograph of the girl, the face of the girl, on the cake, and then send it to the girl's house. He emailed the photograph of the girl from his own email account to the bakery's email account. The bakery downloaded the photograph, normal photograph, and printed her face on the cake, and went and thereafter got a delivery guy to send it to the girl. Now, when the cake was received at the girl's end, the girl was surprised. She didn't know from where it had come. She knew this boy, but she never knew that he was liking her so much. But her parents took complete objection to this. Father was very angry. Father went and reported this matter to the local police. And the local police registered a case under Section 66A of the Indian Information Technology Act 2000. How many of you people in this audience have heard about 66A? Very few people. Okay. How many of you have heard about Shaheen Dhanda? Okay. Let's go even further. Let me go from the very beginning. Last year, there was arrest of a professor. Professor Ambikesh Mahapatra was his name. He's a professor in Calcutta, and he is also active on Facebook. He got some political cartoons which showed some ministers of Mamata Banerjee in a slightly satirical light, in a slightly humorous light, and he forwarded it to some of his own friends. For that act, a case was registered against him. He was arrested and took some time to get out. Arrest was made under the Indian IT Act. This was for common man's language, let's put it at Section 66A. What does 66A says? 66A says if you send any information from your mobile or from your computer which is grossly offensive or which has got menacing character, you should be prepared for jail time. 3 years imprisonment and fine is what the law prescribes. Further, if you send any information from your mobile or your computer which you know is false but has been sent for the purposes of causing annoyance, inconvenience, hatred, ill will, enmity, persistently by making use of such device, that also qualifies as an offense. And then, while all this was happening, something happened in Puducherry or Pondicherry. The Pondicherry police acted on a complaint made by Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, who was the son of the Union Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, on the ground that somebody had tweeted about Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, and that was annoying to him. A case was registered. Ravi Srinivasan was sent behind bars for a couple of days before he could get bail. And then, when the Lord of Maharashtra, Bal Thackeray, died, there was a huge bang. And during the bang, one of the girls, Shaheen Dhanda, just commented on her Facebook page that why should the entire city of Mumbai be closed? Because politicians like Mr. Thackeray come and go. That post was liked by one more girl. For those two acts, the two girls were arrested in a case under the Indian IT Act, which created a lot of furor, and the matter got so much heated up that ultimately a public interest litigation was filed in the Indian Supreme Court. The Supreme Court issued notice. The matter is currently sub judice on the legality of this. So bottom line is, you will have to be very, very careful the way you deal with your mobile phones and your computer systems. If your computers or your mobiles are used for sending information which is deceiving the recipient about the origin of the message, or which is causing annoyance or inconvenience, then you should be prepared that the other person could potentially get a case registered against you. That's the vast expanse of the Indian IT Act. Good, bad or worse, this is the law of the land. Till such time this law is not changed, amended or struck down, it will continue to be the law of the land. The government has said the section is accurate, the law is correct, it's been wrongly implemented. There are people who have challenged this section saying, sorry, this section is per se a restriction on individuals' freedom of speech and expression. Let me give you one example. You are here in the auditorium, prior to starting this session, maybe two of you get into this argument, and you call your other friend a fool or a donkey. You may call him 2 times donkey. Now calling your friend or somebody known to you 2 times a donkey is not an offense. But if you were to replicate the situation in the electronic format, and I was to send, or you were to send an SMS to him 2 times over, saying you are a donkey, that becomes an offense which is punishable with 3 years imprisonment and fine. That is the significance of the impact of section 66A. Similarly, what you can say could be truth, but even if it is true, but it annoys somebody, it causes inconvenience to somebody, the other somebody can actually take you to task. So you don't only necessarily have to be abusive, you can be sarcastic, you can be just giving a commentary, you can be just doing a normal, routine, bona fide, genuine activity on the internet. It depends upon how it is taken by the complainant. And in that kind of a scenario, you could be under tremendous kind of a pressure, because once a case is registered under the IT Act, it's very, very difficult to get such cases actually commuted in terms of a settlement, unless until a real gross time settlement takes place between the parties. So, bottom line is, the law of the land is a very constantly changing scenario. When India enacted the Indian IT law, it was, mind you, it was 2000. Internet had only been introduced in India 5 years hence. 1995, Internet was introduced in our country. India wanted to promote e-commerce, and therefore actually wanted to come up with an e-commerce enabling legislation. Nobody thought at that time that India is passing a law which is going to have monumental significance. Today in 2013, when I talk with you, and you ask me how significant is the IT Act, my answer is that of all the legislations passed by the Parliament of Independent India, from 1950 till today, if you would look at the top 3 most significant legislations, the Information Technology Act 2000 will be one of the top 3 most important legislations of Independent India. Why? Because this is the only legislation that deals with the 7 parameters that go on to make the digital ecosystem. It deals with use of computers, computer systems, computer networks, computer resources, communication devices, data and information in the electronic form. Now think and see, is anything left? Nothing is left, ladies and gentlemen, I can actually assure you, because the way the word computer is defined is so wide so as to include any data processing device that has got memory capabilities. Communication device is defined in the widest possible terms. It means not just a cell phone, a personal digital assistant, a combination of a personal digital assistant or a cell phone, or any other device which is used to communicate audio, video, image or text. So, the iPads of the world, the iPhones of the world, the Galaxy tabs of the world, anything you have which transmits audio, video, image, text is covered under this law. So, the bottom line is this law has got huge ramifications. You cannot say that I'm not concerned with this law. Why? Because more and more everybody is using the digital format. And you will have to be extremely careful of how you use the digital format, Because in case you get stuck up in any case under the ITI, it can potentially have a lot of ramifications. I'd like to just close here and go back to Justice Singh so that we can take it forward. Thanks.
Particularly another issues is another commitment that after this. We request Dr. Anup who is comments on this use and misuse of section.
Thank you so much, Justice Singh. Mr. Duggal. As Mr. Duggal have already explained the concepts of 66A, I think now you are clear about the section of 66A, which is a current topic which is going on already into the media, and I think you have already seen that kind of thing. As I'm more into the technical aspects, if I take about the technical aspects along with the section 66A, then the things are like, whatever the medium, as again Mr. Duggal has said, like whatever the medium you are using. Now, I think most of you people are on Facebook, especially if I talk about the students and all the young generation, especially they are on Facebook. So, the moment you are on Facebook, I found lots of content which you are spreading out and sharing. In fact, you are sharing like at what time you wake up and at what time you want to go to the bed. And from that level onwards, you are sharing anything or everything, whatever you are doing on the regular activities or on the daily basis activities. If I talk about the content related to like your using computers, networks, mobiles, and nowadays even the special gadgets which you are carrying, I think most of you have gone through the Android phones. So you got lots of apps by which you are trying to transfer the content. But the content which you are forwarding is again very much important, as he said, like the message, if you say that you are a donkey, it is actually under the act. So you are under the imprisonment. But now the students especially, or even I have seen the people who are into the other acts as well, especially not only with section 66A, but along with the other things, some major issues which are coming up day by day, like you people are trying to copy the content. You people are transferring certain information from one place to other. For that, I think there's a section 43B with data theft, if you have seen. So, section 66A is another aspect, but the moment you are using and transferring any content from one system to other, where section 43B is there, the challenges which are coming technically as an investigator, I mean the investigation, the challenges which we are facing is again a little bit difficult to manage to investigate whether really the content was transferred from that particular system or not. I published one paper in year 2009. The concept which I have actually explained, that is MAC spoofing. You know how much of you know, have you heard about MAC? You are using mobile phones. Do you know the IMEI number is there? Right. For the mobiles you have the IMEI numbers. But these IMEI numbers are again, it's very easy to spoof in fact. Right. So the IMEI number itself, have you seen, it's a basic identity of the mobile, and in case if I talk about any computer, for the computer you have a specific ID called MAC address. I'm talking about layer 2 if you are into the networks or some computers. MAC address. MAC address is the unique address of any system. MAC address is again means any system which is trying to transfer the content from one system to some other system. What the identity we actually face, being an investigator, we are trying to reach from layer 3 means we are first of all going to get the IP addresses, the location from where that system was used to transfer any content. And the moment we got the IP, now the question is actually there is a one more concept like called IP spoofing.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
As one of our panelists, Shreya Singhal has said, we'd like to confer to him the moment so that please, sir, excuse me.
Okay, sir.
Pavanji, please.
थोड़ा नहीं खतरी साहब ने है
And I invite Shreya Singhal to come and give the memento to him, please. sir, for the time spared to us.
Okay. Yeah, shall I start? So as I was discussing the concept of like MAC spoofing, I published one paper in 2009. Which clearly, transparently, it was written that the MAC spoofing is one of the major vulnerability for cybercrime investigation. Now, how come reason? Because if I'll say that somewhere the crime was held, and if I have to investigate, as a technical person, I can reach up to that computer, I can reach up to that system or gadget, whatever you're using. But some challenges are there again in IT Act, which we found being a technical person, that I can pinpoint to that particular hardware. Even that is I'm using my own laptop and somewhere my laptop caught in any investigation, and somewhere we found that the IP was used and this MAC was used. Where now the concept is like IP spoofing is already there. It means anyone can spoof the IP. Even the MAC spoofing is there. I think you people are moved from the research side, and if you are already into the research, I think most of the research in case of network, if you will found, you see that somewhere almost all the research are based on MAC, because MAC is the worldwide unique address of all the gadgets who are used for the networking and for the transmissions. But now the question is, can you spoof the MAC? And in case if you can spoof the MAC, then where is the evidence? Who did the crime? How to approach to the victim or the accused? How can we accuse to any person? So this is again a certain challenges which are there in the market and in the gadgets, where somewhere the work is still going on. I think most of the people you're using certain concepts of like data transmissions, network admin. In case if you people are the network admin, I think most of you people are using some operating system like Windows, right? All Windows XP, Windows 7 and all. Do you know the biggest loophole in the operating system itself? That operating system is not going to give you the logs that whether the data was copied from one system to other or not. There is no log at all. You got the logs that the pen drive or any external drive was attached on the system. You got the logs that some access was there of any particular hardware. But there is no log that what kind of data was copied from one system or one drive to some other drives. So these are some technical challenges. Because of that, most of the cases, or even many cases, I was also